The air crackled with demonic energy, a palpable tension that seemed to vibrate through the very fabric of reality. A lone figure stood defiant, his silhouette a stark contrast against the chaotic backdrop of the battlefield. The iconic red coat billowing in the wind, a symbol of his unyielding spirit and relentless determination. This was Dante, the legendary devil hunter, a name that struck fear into the hearts of demons and hope into the hearts of humans. Son of Sparta, and master of both demonic and human power, he was a bridge between two worlds, wielding the strengths of both. Today, he faced his greatest challenge yet, the endless judgment vigil in Devil May Cry. Peak of combat, a trial that would test every ounce of his strength and skill. A gauntlet of relentless battles pushing his skills to their absolute limit, each encounter more grueling than the last. This was not a game, this was survival, a fight for his very existence against the darkest forces imaginable. Dante smirked, rebellion, his trusty sword humming with anticipation, its blade eager to taste the blood of his enemies. He had faced countless demons before, each more terrifying than the last, their grotesque forms a testament to the horrors of the underworld. But the endless judgment vigil was different, a unique challenge that promised to push him beyond his limits. It was a crucible, designed to break even the strongest warrior, a test of not just physical prowess but mental fortitude. Yet fear was a stranger to Dante. He had long since banished it from his heart, replacing it with an unquenchable thirst for battle. He lived for this, the thrill of the fight, the dance with death, each clash of blades a symphony of destruction. A low growl escaped his lips, a mixture of excitement and anticipation, his blood singing with the promise of the fight to come. He cracked his knuckles, the sound echoing through the desolate landscape, a prelude to the chaos that was about to unfold. He had come seeking a challenge, a true test of his abilities, and the endless judgment vigil promised to deliver just that. He was about to get more than he bargained for, the path ahead fraught with unexpected challenges and unseen dangers. The path ahead was shrouded in darkness, the only light emanating from the demonic runes etched into the ground, their glow a sinister reminder of the power he faced. He took a step forward, the ground rumbling beneath his feet, a foreboding sign of the trials to come. The air grew heavy, thick with the stench of sulfur and decay. The hunt was on, and Dante was ready to face whatever came his way. His eyes narrowed with determination, the fire within them burning brighter than ever. He was ready to conquer the endless judgment vigil, to prove once again why he was the legendary son of Sparta. Flashbacks of past battles and victories played in his mind, each one a stepping stone that had led him to this moment. He thought of his allies, those who had stood by him through thick and thin, their support a silent strength that bolstered his resolve. The weight of his legacy pressed down on him, but it was a burden he bore with pride. He was Dante, the son of Sparta, and he would not falter. The first demon emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Dante's grip tightened on rebellion, his heart pounding with the thrill of the impending battle. With a roar, he charged into battle, his red coat a blur of motion, rebellion slicing through the air with deadly precision. The clash of steel and the roar of demons filled the air, a cacophony of chaos that signaled the beginning of the endless judgment vigil. Through it all, Dante's resolve remained unwavering. He was the legendary son of Sparta, and he would emerge victorious no matter the cost. The gateway to the endless judgment vigil materialized before him, a sight both awe-inspiring and terrifying. It was a swirling vortex of demonic energy pulsating with a malevolent force that seemed to beckon him forward. The vortex was a maelstrom of dark power, a swirling mass of chaos and destruction. Chains forged in the heart of some infernal abyss hung from its archway, adorned with skulls that whispered tales of torment and suffering. These chains were not just physical restraints, they were imbued with the essence of the damned, each link a testament to the souls that had been condemned to eternal torment. The skulls, with their hollow eyes and eternal grins, seemed to mock him, as if daring him to step through the portal. This was no ordinary portal. This was the entrance to Tartarus itself, the realm of endless suffering and despair. Dante felt a surge of adrenaline course through his veins. This was it. This was the moment he had been preparing for, the culmination of all his training and sacrifices. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for what lay ahead. The demonic energy wrapped around him like a shroud, its cold tendrils seeping into his very soul. He stepped through the portal, and the world dissolved into a maelstrom of fire and shadow. The transition was disorienting, a violent upheaval of reality that left him momentarily breathless. When he emerged on the other side, he found himself on a battlefield that reeked of death. The air itself seemed to scream, filled with the cacophony of demonic roars and the clang of steel. Towers of bone pierced the blood-red sky, casting long, eerie shadows across the battlefield. Rivers of molten lava flowed through trenches, littered with the bones of fallen warriors, their skeletal remains a grim reminder of the countless battles that had been fought here. The stench of sulfur and decay filled his nostrils, a grim reminder of the horrors that awaited. His eyes scanned the battlefield, taking in the carnage. The first wave of enemies materialized before him, a grotesque menagerie of hellspawn, their eyes burning with hatred. These creatures were abominations, twisted and deformed by the dark energies of Tartarus. They surged forward, eager to tear him limb from limb. Dante grinned, a predatory gleam in his eyes. "Don't get too excited, boys," he muttered. "The party's just getting started." He could feel the weight of his weapons, the familiar heft of his sword, and the comforting presence of his shield. He was ready for this. He had trained for this moment, and he would not falter. The hellspawn closed in, their snarls and growls filling the air. Dante's muscles tensed, his senses heightened. He could see every detail, every movement, as if time itself had slowed down. He took a step forward, his sword raised, and met the first of the hellspawn head-on. The clash of steel and the roar of battle filled his ears, but he remained focused, his mind clear. He fought with a ferocity born of desperation, each strike precise and deadly. The hellspawn fell before him one after another, but he knew this was only the beginning. The true test was yet to come, and he would need every ounce of his strength and skill to survive. But for now, he reveled in the thrill of battle, the adrenaline coursing through his veins. He was Dante, and he would not be defeated. The gates of Tartarus had opened, and he was ready to face whatever horrors lay within. As the battle raged on, he could feel the presence of something greater, something more powerful than the hellspawn he faced. It was a dark, malevolent force, watching and waiting. He knew that this was only the beginning and that the true challenge lay ahead. But he was ready. He had to be. For the fate of his soul and the souls of countless others depended on his success. With a final, defiant roar, he charged forward, ready to face whatever awaited him in the depths of Tartarus. The battle had just begun, and he was determined to see it through to the end. The gates of Tartarus had opened, and there was no turning back. Dante was ready to face the darkness, and he would not be defeated. "Don't get too excited, boys," he muttered. "The party's just getting started." The battle was far from over, and Dante was ready for whatever came next. The gates of Tartarus had opened, and he was ready to face the darkness. The first wave was a horde of lesser demons, their attacks predictable, their movements sluggish, child's play. Dante weaved through their ranks, rebellion flashing like lightning. Each swing was a work of art, precise and deadly. He moved with an almost supernatural grace, his body a blur of motion as he cut through the demonic horde. But the endless judgment vigil was not known for its leniency. As the lesser demons fell, larger, more formidable foes emerged from the shadows. Behemoths with skin like molten rock and horns that scraped the sky. They charged, their roars shaking the very foundations of the battlefield. Dante met their fury head-on, his movements a delicate balance between aggression and evasion. He ducked under a colossal fist, the force of the blow enough to shatter stone. He retaliated with a flurry of strikes, his blade finding the weak points in their armor. Each victory was hard-fought, each enemy pushing him closer to his limit. The air grew thick with the coppery tang of blood, both his and theirs. Yet, he pressed on, fueled by an unyielding determination and an insatiable hunger for battle. His eyes burned with resolve, a fire that refused to be extinguished. Memories of past battles flashed through his mind, each one a testament to his strength and skill. Years of rigorous training had honed his abilities to perfection, making him a force to be reckoned with. He wasn't alone in this fight. His comrades fought valiantly by his side, each one a warrior in their own right. The bond they shared was unbreakable, forged in the fires of countless battles. Yet even the strongest warriors faced moments of doubt. Dante's mind wavered, but his heart remained steadfast. With each passing second, his resolve only grew stronger, his determination unwavering. He envisioned the ultimate goal, a vision of victory that spurred him forward. The final stand was upon him, an epic showdown that would determine the fate of the battlefield. With a triumphant roar, Dante surged forward, his spirit unyielding, his blade unstoppable. The aftermath of the battle was a testament to his strength and courage, a victory hard-earned and well-deserved. As the sun set on the battlefield, Dante stood tall, a silhouette against the dying light, a hero in every sense of the word. His journey was far from over, but this victory was a beacon of hope, a promise of more battles to come. With an unwavering spirit and a determined gaze, Dante looked to the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. His legacy would be written in the echoes of his battles, a story of courage, strength, and unyielding resolve. With one final glance at the battlefield, Dante turned away, his eyes filled with determination and a promise of more to come. He walked away, his silhouette fading into the distance, a warrior whose dance with demons was far from over. Section 4. The Art of the Blade. Dante was a whirlwind of steel and bullets. He switched seamlessly between rebellion and his pistols, ebony and ivory, each weapon an extension of his will. His fingers danced across the triggers, unleashing a symphony of gunfire that ripped through the demonic ranks. He understood that brute force alone would not be enough to survive this ordeal. He needed to be cunning, to exploit every weakness, every opening. He incorporated his surroundings into his attacks, using the terrain to his advantage. He lured demons into the path of molten rivers, their screams a testament to his cunning. He utilized his demonic heritage, tapping into the power that flowed through his veins. His eyes glowed with an infernal light as he unleashed Devil Trigger, transforming into a demonic avatar of power. His attacks became a blur of speed and ferocity, each blow carrying the weight of his lineage. Section 5. Trial by Fire. The battlefield shifted, the ground groaning in protest as new horrors emerged from the depths. A colossal three-headed hellhound, its eyes burning with infernal fire, emerged from a chasm that split the earth in two. Its jaws dripped with venom and its roar shook the very heavens. Dante felt a surge of adrenaline, the thrill of the fight overriding any fear. This was a true test, a battle against a creature of immense power. He charged, his movements a blur of white and red against the backdrop of fire and shadow. The hellhound lunged, its jaws snapping shut just inches from Dante's face. He rolled out of the way, narrowly avoiding being crushed beneath its massive paws. He retaliated with a series of slashes, his blade drawing lines of fire across the beast's hide. But the hellhound was relentless, its three heads attacking in unison. Dante was forced on the defensive, his movements becoming more desperate as he tried to avoid the creature's onslaught. He was pushed to his limit, his stamina draining with each passing moment. Section 6. The Abyss gazes back. Dante stumbled, his vision blurring. He had never faced such relentless fury before. The hellhound pressed its advantage, its jaws snapping shut around his arm. He cried out in pain, the taste of blood filling his mouth. As the Abyss stared back at him, a cold realization washed over him. This was not just a game, not just another fight. This was a battle for his very survival. He had faced death countless times before, but never had it felt so close, so real. The jaws tightened, threatening to crush bone. A primal fear, something he hadn't felt in years, welled up inside him. Was this it? Was this where his journey ended? No, he refused to give in. He had come too far, fought too hard to die here, consumed by this beast. His father's blood flowed through his veins, the blood of Sparta. He would not fall. Not like this.